Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the 7th Annual Black Sustainability Summit. Thank you for getting up early this morning. It's going to be a beautiful day. And my role this morning is to do the libation. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, we only pour libation for elders that were moral and responsible. It's about honoring and invoking the right kind of energy and wisdom into our lives. So we want to make sure that we do that. So we're going to call upon our ancestors, to far and near, fathers of our fathers, mothers of our mothers, to bear witness to what we have done. And by their example, to continue to inspire us toward reclaiming our African minds, regenerating our African spirit, liberating our homeland, and reclaiming our greatness as a people. We pour libation to bring into our midst their venerable African spirit, radiating their great wisdom, courage, dedication, and unyielding commitment to victory by any means necessary. It is in the honor of our Creator, our ancestors, our children, and their children that we pour this libation for the Creator and the various manifestations of the Creative Spirit. We pour libations, Ashe, for our esteemed ancestors who laid the foundation for human civilization and who provided the wisdom by which we live and the models by which our lives are guided. We pour libation, Ashe, for our esteemed ancestors who have suffered the atrocities and the horrors of the Ma'afa, the African Holocaust, and yet demonstrated the victorious power of the African spirit against adversity by maintaining their dignity no matter the cost. We pour libations, Ashe, for those ancestors who survived and made it possible for us to be here today to continue on their valiant struggle for African liberation and vindication. We pour libations, Ashe, and finally for our children and their children and future generations of Africans to come, that they too in their time will vindicate our race from all adversaries and continue to imprint upon the world the great genius of African humanity. We pour libation, Ashe, may their venerable African spirit engulf this occasion, the 2022 7th Annual Black Sustainability Summit, Ashe.
Ashe.
To reaffirm our Africanity, Ashe.
Ashe.
It is done. Aman is satisfied. Ashe, 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 oh.
Give thanks, Mama Nobantu. Thank you for always opening the way and laying that foundation and sharing that. Making sure that we practice this ritual, making sure that it's not, another Black History trivia, but that we really are calling on those ancestors who are doing the work in which we need their support for. That was something that was taught to me and shared with me, and it really enlightened me as we move through our lives, as we know that those who walk the physical plane that no longer walk it with us, they're still here in the spiritual realm, and they still have that energy there for us.
Okay.
So we're gaining so many on that side, I can say. And we invoke their energies and their strength to carry us through our days. Um, we just lost a lot of people. Sorry. Um, I'll say I have lost a lot of people
Yeah,
in the physical realm. I apologize.
all of
I didn't think I was gonna get like
Rand,
this.
all have, all of us, we
Yeah,
all have.
we have.
Yes, as you
And
know we have.
I don't think I've had the proper time to actually grieve, and I didn't think I was gonna have this moment on camera. So I apologize.
Don't
Um,
apologize for being
Have to
human,
apologize. No
uh,
apologies.
not
Apologies.
for being human.
That's right.
true, true, true.
And we love you. You know, this your safe space. You let those tears roll. So in this moment, before you do the excellent rest of your day, You can have a space to grieve. It's only 7 of us. You're safe.
That's for sure. Said it right, Erica.
And we love you, Raina.
I love
I
you.
love you so much, sis.
Yeah.
We
Thank you.
do,
Thanks.
do. It only brings strength through the tears. Let them flow. That
Yes,
gives you.
ma'am. Yes, mama.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to say I'm gonna get it together. I don't know if getting it together is what I mean, but you know what I'm trying to say. Um, all
Well, if you
right.
start with the poem, I have it in front of me, and then you can put on the video.
Um, it's a okay. I'm gonna do this.
This is the time to give tribute to one of our great ancestors who just recently made a transition to the next realm. And I'm going to read a poem that my daughter wrote on behalf of Mama Nana, Siti Opio. Um, and so it goes like this. She is powerful beyond measure and key to existence. She is the portal of intelligence, the illustration of resilience. She is the keeper of the flame and the bridge to the gap. She is intuitive, knows what she knows, and keeps homes intact. She will think before you thought it and make it look like she bought it. If she dreams it, it will come. If she wants it, she got it. She speaks in silence and roars like thunder. She is the reckoning, can be reckoned with, or tease you in wonder. She can magician in the kitchen and trust dust and turn dust into gold. She knows when to hold them and knows when to fold. She will lead the way and humble fall back. She will lay down the law and never look back. She is lessons and wisdom and medicine to your soul. She bursts joy into the life from the young to the old. She transforms at will and shapes between blinks. She will keep you guessing and care less about what you think. Air blender, sun yielder, she is ground to your earth. She will braid your hair and add value to your worth. She is a lover and a fighter and must be protected at all costs. Protect her at all costs. Protect her at all costs. She is not gone. She's everything. She's powerful beyond measure. You, sister, mama, nana, aunties, daughter, cousin, and friend. Ashe.
Ashe.
That's it.
Mm.
Um, just sending lots of love and energy to those who have also experienced transitions in their families and with their friends. Um, Today, this rising, I do want to pay honor and tribute to Nana Siti Opio. Um, she made her transition on July 25th, and as a powerful mama, elder, midwife, um, I wanted to, all of us who knew her in this physical realm know that she's doing such magnificent work on the other side, and wanted to hold space to share just a little bit about her life with those who didn't know. Um, where you sit when you are old shows where you stood in youth. It's not a city. As a young woman growing up, um, and the work that she has done truly leaves an immense legacy. I'd implore everyone, for those who are quote unquote unsung, those in our family lines, those who have made their transition, that we do a write up around their legacy for us. It's very healing to go through the process. I'm going to read just a little bit about Nana Siti as I click through the slides, and just want to share her with you as we've gotten to know her. Nana Siti Indayo Opio, our mighty, gentle genius, warrior Jegna, started transitioning on her higher, well earned, and deserved way on Monday, July 25th, 2022. Though petite in stature, the depth and breadth of her genius and the strength of her endurance is remarkable. Her integrity, her patience, especially with her family and community, are unparalleled. Nana Siti is a naturopathic doctor, a traditional grand midwife, basu, and elder counselor. She delivered and assisted hundreds of returning ancestors on their journey to this physical plane. She also supported the metamorphosis of woman into motherhood across the world, restoring our power and health through her application of indigenous wisdom. With over 50 years as a traditional midwife and 45 years as a naturopathic physician, she is and will always be treasured by the communities that she touched and expanded, passing her immense wisdom forward to her students. We appreciate love Nana Siti Opio. Dr. Nana Siti Opio served us well and brought so much good into this world. We have been honored and generously gifted by her humble, healing, brilliant, trailblazing, empowering presence among us. We as a community owe Nana Siti dearly. In honoring her, we honor and heal ourselves.
Shay.
We give thanks to the OPO family for sharing Nana City with us. So many of us do this work. Mama Nobantu, I'm looking at you. Erica, if I could see you, I'm looking at you. Yema, her Mama Vivian, Reve, Mama Mawusi. So many of us do this work. And our families are also there making that sacrifice with us, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we're aware of it or not. And to uplift them, to uphold them, and to celebrate them and give them thanks and gratitude for sharing her with us is something that we needed to make space for. Here's Nana City doing her birth work in my home 2 different times. The 2 pictures with her in white are with my first child, Sahai, at our home birth. And the second in color is with my most recent, who I'm still nursing today. Nana City has done so much beautiful birth work, whether it was there catching light, wrapping new life, and assisting our ancestors coming through that portal. Her work was there, so she's very close to the ancestral realm and knew and understood the importance of her being that interim, uh, being in that interim space to guide our ancestors. She told me at one point, this is not my work is not actually bringing them forward. My work is to assist you in their journey. And so I got a chance to release and relinquish a lot of what I was thinking, it was my work to do. But I got a lot of solace in just her telling me to breathe and to know that this is the child's journey, this is the ancestor's journey, and this is my transformation as a woman, and to really embrace that transformation or metamorphosis, if you will. And her work wasn't just in catching the babies, but also look at her at work with her computer, with that phone she took everywhere, writing, taking physical notes. She has boxes and boxes and boxes of information and traditional and indigenous wisdom that she has procured, kept, and maintained, that we are still going through to make sure that it remains within our communities and is strong. So we give thanks to her for her work with our babies and doing the other necessary work of cataloging the indigenous wisdom and keeping track. Here are some other photos of Nana City at work, springing life in her family, her grandchildren, her children, to truly humanize the woman who's here and still walks among us. She's an unparalleled teacher, hosting the University of Mawia Metaphysical Training School. And we've had unforgettable moments with her throughout our summits. Each time we called on her to support us, each time she was there because she is a part of our work. She showed up, whether we had in person summit training, she did 2 different workshops at the inception of the Black Sustainability Summit. It's a throwback, Mama Nobantu.
Yes.
I got the video up on the website now, for Imamo, for those who want to go and see her speaking. And then most recently here last year around the same time, Nana City teaching So if you are interested on our YouTube channel, you can find all of these presentations and more with Nana Siti Opio teaching and sharing her wisdom with us. And we want to honor her today. Here are three favorite quotes. You will always hear Nana Siti say, "I give thanks." I can hear her in my ear, right? And the importance of
Yes,
giving thanks. Right?
yes, yes, you can hear.
Um, she would always say, "Breathe, no matter what you're going through. You're upset, you're ready, you're anxious." I put Nana City out of my house with that first child of mine, Sahai. She was not coming when we thought she was coming. I was dilated for 3 days at 8 centimeters. It's a safe space. I'll tell you, for 3 days I was 8 centimeters dilated, and that child was not coming. And Nana City said, it's going to be. I say, everybody out, everybody out. I'm ready for this baby. As soon as I put them out and they drove off, here she comes. So they had to come back. And she said, "I told you, just breathe and breathe the baby out. Just breathe her out." Nana City also shared this quote um, some years ago when asked about sustainability in her vision. She shared, "I envision our African people worldwide living in communities of sustainable health and peace of body, mind, and spirit. We as a people cannot move forward until what is missing is retrieved. Sankofa is our healing." Um, Dr. Mama Nobantu Ankawanda has already shared a beautiful love tribute and poem with us for those who made it. Mama Nobantu, I don't want to pass by here again unless you have another tribute or if anyone else has a love tribute that they would like to offer at this time, a memory of Nana Siti, so affectionately known.
I just want to say that it was probably about 8 years ago that Nana Siti, myself, Atiba, Dorsey, um, we all came together, and also Ya Elohim. We all came together and talked about the need to connect the dots with Black sustainability. And we wanted to do it global. And this was way before the shuts down, of course.
Mm.
And we felt that we need to get it around the world. We need to identify those people who are living in sustainable communities. And we did our research and we found there were so many quietly doing their work and not advertising. And we felt like we need to connect the dots so that people can learn from each other. And I'm so proud of you, Raina. You just took it and flew with it. And I'm so grateful that we found you. It was through Sister Marimba Ani that I met you. And she told us how smart you were, how, we called you the social media queen because you could do it all. So, man, and in her email, she had the word sustainability. I said, she's got to come and join us. And she did. And she took it to a whole nother level, everyone. So I want to give thanks to you, Raina, because you've done a wonderful job and you've taken it to a level that we never thought it would reach. So give thanks again to Nana CT because she was there. She's the only person I know that had a human compost that she carried around. Human compost. She said, yes, you can use a human compost. And she carried her Berkeley wherever she went to make sure her water was filtered and got quality water wherever she was. So I love all of you, and I love the sister. I mean, Sister Nana, she would come to my house and do yoga with me when she had the time. And I don't know how she found the time, but we would get up and we would do yoga. So that's all I have to say. I just give thanks.
Give thanks. I see some beautiful faces in the audience as well. Mama Tiba just joined.
Yes.
Um, we're giving tribute and gratitude, Mama Nobantu. You know, I'm standing in the shade of trees I didn't plant, so if I'm flying, it's good. Um, Mama Tiba, you have any words you want to share, or anyone?
I would, Raina. The midwifery community in Atlanta is very small. And through the work that I'm doing with Hanifa, who is a non-practicing midwife, but does a lot of work around the policy piece here in Georgia. And so there was a thread of midwives on the day that they sent the message out, and talk about how people move, because I did not know Nana Siti personally, but I knew of her work. I knew of her work through the midwife who delivered my last three. I knew of her work through, again, just how small and tight knit the circle is. And so on that day when the message had came about the transition, I don't know what made me pick up the phone to call Raina and to ask Raina, you know, we just lost a huge midwife. Did you know of her? And unbeknownst to me, that was the midwife that had birthed Raina's children. And so just the way to remind us that the physical body is just what it is, but our spirit is what lives, what communicates, what guides us, what guided me in that moment to call Raina. Who knew, right? But I just want us to remember, because of all of the loss, that I don't know if this would be the container to hold it, but a grief ceremony, a loss ceremony, so that we can collectively come together and not have to hold the loss because we're strong, but have a space where we, in ritual, release and celebrate. Because to your point, Raina, we've lost so much.
Yeah. I think as we were going through the tribute, gratitude, Erica, her spirit does move because we were on a business call and you just happened to mention and share, and I screamed and had to get off the call. So unlike myself, and I was in disbelief. I didn't want to believe you. I wanted it to not be true. I called people and I couldn't even understand what I was saying because I was so stricken. And I see the hand raised. I'm going to come to you. And I will say that in our traditions and indigenous practices, there are grief ceremonies where we are we are in a processional where you are screaming, you are crying outwardly, openly. Some people employ the mourners and grievers, because it is thought that the the sounds and the cries physically coming from us reach the realm just to show how much we did love and appreciate love the time that was spent here. It's not to hold on to the grief; it's to release it. And we know that when you grieve, you have to take the proper time to let go. And I feel like so many of us have been moving through the loss of parents, grandparents, aunties, nanas. And because it's been hitting us back to back to back to back to back, it's almost like well, I'll shed a tear here and I just have to keep going because I hear another one and I hear another one and I hear another one. And they're building up on that side for us. So gratitude. I would love to speak with you about doing that. Mama Mosi, you had your hand up.
I just wanted to contribute to the love given. Nana City is my teacher, is my spiritual mother since 1997. And I am walking in her lineage and her legacy as If I am so honored and grateful to get to speak of her being a keeper of the culture, and to also say that remember that Marcus Garvey told us that he would bring back thousands, millions of ancestors in the world waiting for us. And with Nana City inside of that millions, it means that our babies will now be born in safe hands, in sovereign hands. There will be millions of women waking because Nana City is there. Because also, don't forget Queen Mother is also with her. And these two great trees
Right.
are on that side. That means that our babies will be safe.
That's true.
That means that she will be covering us. They will be covering us from the ancestral realm. They will be bringing the other grand midwives, the elders. These are the two we knew, but what about the grand elder, our great grandmothers were
Ashe.
also grand
Yes.
midwives, and she will be empowering us to do the work, to finish the work. His mama the Bantu spoke about of her saying she took clean water everywhere she went. She on my ancestor altar, I was doing yoga and she said, put some water on this. Where's the water? I need some water. So I went and put water in a beautiful glass and put it on a thing. But mind you, I just poured it from my faucet as I usually do my ancestors. Within 2 days, the water was cloudy. And she said, you see this water? This is the reason why we do not drink tap water. She said, put some spring water on this. And from therefore, her glass was pure clear. But it literally was cloudy as if somebody put flour in. And I don't know how it did that. So what I tell y'all is, keep the waters of our body should run pure. Because that's how she believed. That's real for her. She taught us to go get spring water in 1997. She had been doing it. So everybody, please make sure you drink your water from her today, and make sure that it's the best quality water you can find.
Okay.
Because the waters of your body should run.
And what about the hot springs?
All right, let's get there and get in them.
Yes, yes. The hot springs and eating, I think, in tribute to her is just what you're saying, is living and doing the things that she gifted us with that wisdom. I hear her all the time. Eat raw. Why are you why you need more raw? Where's the raw? She was coming to the birth. She won't eat anything. Get that away from. I don't want, no thank you. You know, she wasn't gonna
No,
shame you, but she would tell you that was not, you're not coming
let's
to her sessions, you're not coming in her space. You better have something raw.
eat
Um,
raw.
raw,
Yes,
raw. Her
raw.
liberty. Those pancakes, Mama No Bonta. I think she had five
Oh,
thousand pancakes at your house that time. Those raw pancakes, and I was like, Nana City, I want hot food. I don't want that. You try it. You try it first.
Try it.
And
I'm excited.
the recipes, her salads, just even just being in her home, everything just a peaceful. Never saw her get to that, just brushed any type of way. So the water reminds us, the clean spring water. She be going to those Indian Springs. I gotta go. I'm going. Or
I'm
making
going.
those travels. I gotta go to North Carolina and get my stuff. You want something? So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Also,
importance
her
of our
milk. You
yeah.
gotta make
oh
her
yes,
milk.
the milk. Yes. I would give her milk because I make collard green ice cream and I always have almond milk left over and all this milk, and she would gladly come and pick it up. Yes.
Mama, would you like to come off of mute and read this beautiful poem? I'm happy to do it if you don't feel comfortable, or you're not able to unmute. I'm happy to. Um,
You bought the poem I read earlier. You want me to read it again? Oh,
uh,
you got it.
Mama Vivian has dropped a poem in the chat
Oh,
for us to
okay.
read. If
Okay.
not, I'll open the floor for anyone else that wants to speak first, and then I'm going to read it out loud.
Okay.
Mama Atiba, is that you?
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
Mama Tiba,
Hey, y'all. Oh my goodness.
all the way from St. Croix.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. All of that is so much a part of everything. Okay. Um, I would like to say there's so many things that come up. And thank you. This is amazing. Um, and how I just came upon it too. I got up really, 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 really early. And then I went on and laid back down, and then I woke up again and I see y'all. So of course there's so many things I feel her. One thing I am beginning and realizing is that we do, we're not gone. We don't leave. We're not lost. Because you do, I do feel her. I do, and it's not a hearing with the physical ear, and I do hear her. And it does remind me so much every day. Each day there's something. When you mentioned the water, that I've gotten so many messages about that, and how this very morning, this very dawning, I was realizing how that is such, she is sharing that that is such an essential, simple medicine, and it's such a cure for so much, and that we don't get enough. We don't get enough, and how simply it eases and corrects so many things and heals so many things is that water. And the water is healing, and immortality, immortality also, I'm feeling and understanding. Because, and the lesson that I'm receiving is how important it is to take care of yourself. And Nana Siti, she saw so much, and there were so many people, so many souls that needed and required her guidance. And how do you balance that? And how do you accommodate that? And you must take care of yourself first. And it may seem like you're sacrificing someone else, and how important it is to know that balance between ourselves, our family, and our community.
I share. I share.
And I'm just realizing how we did see. I realize now there's so many signs that there were indications that she was saying something to us about what was going on. And it just, there's a lesson in there for us. There's a lesson in there for us about the balance, and also trauma when you're young, very young. And so how we start these lives with the babies, how we create these lives, and how much it impacts each life. And how we cure and heal. So it is so much, and how much we have to come together, and how much she called us out, and how much she always, each one of you who she impacted, she also chose you as healers. She recognized that we are healers. And it is so important that we continue to do this work. That we continue to do this work in our way. This was her push for us. We relied on her. And I just knew she was gonna always be there. And so we sit back, and Nana Siti's there. She got it. Now she is here, and we're here, and we got it, and we must be the example that she was to us. There's no accident about your meeting, our meeting. And to be able, the gift of being in the presence of such a one as her. So I don't want to say it's an obligation. It is, and it is that we push to be all that we can be. She never, her mind was always open, and her heart was always open. and just remember to do that first for yourself. First, not only first. And she touched so many of us because there was the need for each of us. So it's not on one person, or it's not on two people. And there are people that I'm looking at that I'm dearly referring to. And I'm not going to call out names. Please take the lesson of the balance, that you take care of yourself first. And sometimes you may have to postpone some things so that you can take care of you, so that you can be here and show up for others. And then there is that time for your rest. And that she deserves all of that, which means that we must step up. That's what I hear for me. That's what I hear for me.
Thanks, Mama Atiba. Give thanks. I know that we have another session coming up at 9. I would like to finish sharing these slides, have Mama Vivian read her poem, um, and then do a break for some water. It's just in the spirit of this for us to all get water. So I'm going to move through here.
I got up to drink my water.
Yes. Let me do this. And as we get water, I'll play a video. I'll play this video. You remember this, Mama Tiba? Throwback.
Mm.
Um, um, the last, give thanks for the tributes, give thanks for the words, give thanks for the thoughts, and loving energy. It is Nana Siti's essence that continues on after death. It can create another Ka. To her, we say, Nana Siti and Dayo Pio, Ankh Uja Seneb. And we know this to be true. So as we read this, and we know even the best dancer on the stage must retire sometime, we'll seal up with a poem and ask that everyone get some water. Mama Vivian, I'm going to leave space for you now.
Can you hear me, Afia, and everyone?
Yes.
Yes,
Claire, can you hear me, Claire? Clearly?
yes,
Very
yes.
good, good. And good morning and many blessings to Nobantu, Afia Reina, and the wonderful Black Sustainability Summit team. I love you. Prayers. The poem goes, it's called A Fallen Limbs. A limb has fallen from the family tree. I keep hearing a voice that says, grieve not for me. Remember the best times, the laughter, the song, the good life I lived while I was strong. Continue my heritage. I'm counting on you. Keep smiling, and surely the sun will shine through. My mind is at ease. My soul is at rest, remembering all how I truly was blessed. Continue traditions, no matter how small. Go on with your life. Don't worry about falls. I miss you all dearly, so keep up your chin until the day comes. We're together again. Thank you. Love you all.
Give
Thank you.
Ashe, ashe, ashe,
You're
ashe.
welcome.
Thank you.
And she rises, she rises, she rises. It's better. It
Yes.
gets better, you all.
Yes.
And she deserves it all. She deserves it all.
Yes. She
Well
lives.
done. Well done, well done, well done. Well done.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Well, you all get you some water, step away. For a moment, I'm going to play a video. Nasir, I want to make sure that you are good. Our next presenter, who's coming up young, is befitting to follow through in the same way, honoring those who have opened this way, and then to hear from the next generation as our opening session this rising. All right. Nasir, I'm going to be in the chat with you for a few moments, and everyone else will show the video and keep rolling. It's just a throwback. This is how we're gonna open up our next session with Nana Siti and Mama Nobantu and Mama Tiba welcoming you all. All right.